All right, welcome back, everyone. Today, we're going to do a deep dive into Shift4Shop,
Okay.
an e-commerce platform that's been making a lot of noise lately with a really unique selling proposition, a free end-to-end plan.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, you heard that right, completely free.
Yeah.
But like most things that sound a little too good to be true, there's always a catch, right?
Right.
So are you ready to kind of like uncover what that is and really dissect Shift4Shop?
Absolutely. I'm really intrigued by this whole free plan thing.
Yeah.
And what makes Shift4Shop interesting right off the bat is that they are what's called a hosted e-commerce platform.
Okay, so for someone who's listening who might not be super techy,
Yeah.
what does that actually mean for their online store?
So think of it this way, like renting a fully equipped studio apartment versus buying a house.
Okay.
When you go with a hosted platform like Shift4Shop, they handle all the nitty-gritty infrastructure stuff, like the servers, security, updates, all those technical headaches.
You're taking those off the plate of the business owner.
Exactly.
Right.
So you can focus on what you do best, running your business, marketing your products, not messing around with server configurations or security patches.
Yeah, so it sounds like there's a big convenience factor there.
Huge, especially if you're not tech savvy.
Right.
But of course, there's always a trade-off, right?
Well, what's the other side of that coin?
Yeah, you're essentially trading some control for that ease of use.
Okay.
You're limited to the design options and features that Shift4Shop provides.
So less freedom to kind of like completely customize and tweak everything.
Precisely.
Way more convenience, especially for, like we said, people who don't want to deal with the technical side.
Exactly.
All right, so let's talk about the elephant in the room here, this free end-to-end e-commerce plan that they're offering.
Yes, this is the attention grabber, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge.
It is.
No monthly fees for your platform. It's pretty unheard of in this world.
Pretty much, yeah.
But what's the fine print?
Well, the catch is that to access this free plan, you must use Shift4 Payments,
Okay,
which is their in-house payment processor.
so that's the trade-off.
That's the trade-off.
No monthly platform fees, but you're locked into using their payment processing system.
Precisely.
Okay, so no Stripe, no PayPal, none of the other big players that people are used to.
Correct.
So for someone building their business, for the long term, is that really a win, or is it kind of like a short-term gain?
It's a really strategic move on Shift4Shop's part.
Yeah.
For startups or maybe like low-volume sellers, that free platform is super attractive.
Right.
But you're right, long-term,
Yeah.
those transaction fees need some serious scrutiny.
Yeah.
How do their fees actually stack up against other processors?
Right.
Will those initial savings maybe be outweighed by the platform's limitations?
Right, as your business grows.
Exactly, as you start scaling.
It's almost like it's like a gamble in a way.
It is.
What are you getting?
It is, yeah.
What are you potentially losing out on later on?
Right.
Okay, so I'm curious about the features themselves. Even with the free plan, are we talking like, a fully loaded experience,
Yeah.
or is it kind of like a bare bones stripped down version?
Surprisingly, even on the free plan, Shift4Shop packs in a ton of features.
Oh, wow.
It really rivals the paid tiers you see on other platforms.
Okay.
So we're talking customizable themes, a visual editor,
Okay.
mobile-friendly designs.
So they haven't really skimped on making it a full experience.
No, they seem to have focused on making it very user-friendly, especially for beginners.
Okay, so even if you're not a tech wizard, you can.
Yeah.
You can potentially build a professional-looking store.
You can, yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty cool. What about, like, managing your products? Is it just, like, basic inventory tracking, or does it go deeper than that?
No, they go beyond the basics. You get detailed product listings, options for things like variations, colors, sizes,
Okay.
and a really robust inventory tracking system.
So no more, like, late night panic attacks about whether you have enough product or not.
No more spreadsheet nightmares.
That's usually where they get you,
Yeah,
is with the more advanced product management. But it sounds like they're including that.
they are. And I think it's part of their strategy to really hook you in with that free plan.
Yeah, hoping you'll stick around as you grow.
Exactly. They're like, here's everything you need to get started and we'll grow with you.
But can they really?
That's the question. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the $1 million question.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's move on to marketing for a second.
Okay.
What kind of tools do they give you right out of the box?
Well, they've got some built-in email marketing features, SEO tools to help you get higher search rankings, and easy integration with social media.
So they're trying to kind of like, be the one-stop shop.
They are, yeah. It's a comprehensive solution.
But I'm always a little wary when a platform tries to do everything.
Sure.
Sometimes those specialized tools are just, they just work better.
That's a valid point, and it brings up an interesting question.
Mm-hmm.
They boast about strong SEO capabilities, but are those tools really on par with, say, a dedicated SEO platform?
Right, because if you're relying solely on their SEO tools,
right,
and they're not cutting it,
yeah,
you could be really missing out.
You could be invisible.
Yeah, and what about like the whole order management side of things?
Mm-hmm.
Once the sales start coming in, how do they handle that whole process? Because, a slick storefront is great, but if the back end's a nightmare...
Right. It defeats the purpose.
It totally defeats the purpose.
Yeah, so from what I've gathered, they've streamlined that process, too.
Yeah.
They offer efficient order processing,
right.
shipping label printing, customer management, even a system for handling returns and refunds.
So they've kind of thought of, like, all the major components.
Yeah, all the essential aspects.
All right, so they're presenting a pretty appealing package, especially for startups.
Yeah.
That free plan is obviously very enticing.
It is.
The features are there.
Yeah.
And they're claiming to handle everything from, design to marketing to order fulfillment.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sensing a little skepticism from you.
Well, I do have some reservations. While all these features are really impressive, especially for a free platform, that Shift4 payments requirement is a big one for me.
Yeah.
It really limits your choices and could potentially lead to higher transaction fees down the line.
Right, which could eat into your profits.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's a valid concern.
Yeah.
And what about their claims of, the robust SEO and streamlined order management? Is it all as effective as they claim?
That's what we need to dig into, right? Yeah.
It's one thing to list features. It's another to deliver on those promises.
Exactly. So I guess that's what we'll uncover in the next part of our deep dive.
We will.
We'll see if Shift4Shop lives up to the hype or if there are some hidden complexities lurking beneath the surface.
Absolutely. Let's dive deeper.
Welcome back to our deep dive on Shift4Shop.
Yeah.
In part one, we really kind of, went over those flashy features they have, that really cool free plan, and kind of touched on some of those initial reservations we had.
Yeah, those first impressions.
Yeah, but now we want to really get into it,
right?
Like get into the nitty gritty, those hidden complexities that we're kind of sensing might be there, and see if Shift4Shop actually like lives up to all the promises it's making.
Yeah, we need to go beyond just like the surface level.
Yeah.
And figure out if this platform's actually a good long-term solution for a business that wants to grow. Exactly, because that's what we care about, right?
Right.
We want people to be successful with their businesses.
Absolutely.
So, okay, let's say, I'm past the initial excitement of that free plan.
Right.
And I'm like, all right, I'm ready to dive in.
Okay.
What are some things that you think I should be considering before I even touch the platform?
Before you even think about themes and product listings,
yeah,
you need to really have a solid business strategy in place.
Okay.
You need to define your niche, identify your target audience, and really research your product market fit.
Okay. So
there's no point in building a beautiful online store if nobody actually wants to buy what you're selling.
If there's no demand.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. So it's like, align your passion with what people are actually looking for,
right? And then
you can see if Shift4Shop is that right tool to bridge that gap.
Exactly. Once you've got that clear business strategy, then you can evaluate
whether Shift4Shop actually aligns with those long-term goals.
Okay. All right. So my business plan is solid.
Okay.
I've done my research and I'm ready to jump into Shift4Shop.
Right.
Walk me through the initial setup. Like, what are the first couple steps I need to take?
All right. So the first step is choosing the right plan.
Okay.
We talked about the free end-to-end e-commerce plan.
Right.
But it's really important to not just jump in blindly.
Yeah.
You need to carefully consider that Shift4 payments requirement.
Because if those transaction fees end up being way higher than like a paid plan with another processor, it's not really free anymore, is it?
It's not free. Exactly. So you got to factor in your projected sales volume, compare those transaction fees across different processors, and really decide if Shift4 Payments is going to align with your financial goals.
Okay, all right. I've crunched the numbers,
Okay.
and the free plan is the right way to go.
Right.
What's next? All right, so then you're going to need a domain name.
Okay.
You can either buy one directly through Shift4Shop, or you can connect an existing one that you already own.
Okay, and then comes the fun part.
Yeah.
Designing the actual store, the storefront.
Exactly, making it look good.
Yeah. How do they handle that whole process?
Well, they have a theme store with a variety of
Sure.
both free and paid themes.
Okay.
And you can filter them by different industries, style, features. You can even preview them to see how they look and feel.
Okay, but previews are one thing.
Right.
But how much can I actually customize?
Right.
Because, branding's super important to me.
Absolutely.
I want my store to, reflect my unique style and appeal to my target audience.
Of course.
So can I really, tweak and customize everything?
Okay, so that's where the limitations of a hosted platform kind of become apparent.
Right.
While Shift4Shop does give you a visual editor for some basic tweaks, you are kind of restricted to their framework.
Okay.
You can't just go in and edit the underlying code or implement super customized designs.
So if I have a very specific vision for how my store should look and feel.
Yeah, if you need super advanced design elements, then Shift4Shop might not be the ideal choice.
Okay.
You're essentially trading design flexibility for that ease of use that we talked about.
Right. Okay.
But if you're comfortable working within their framework, you can still create a professional-looking store.
Yeah, that looks good and functions well.
Exactly.
All right, so I've picked my theme.
Okay.
I've made a few little customizations. I'm feeling good about how the store looks.
Okay.
Now, what about the not so glamorous stuff?
Yeah.
Like the back end.
Right, the important stuff.
The backbone of the whole operation.
Yeah, exactly.
How do they handle that?
All right, so Shift4Shop actually walks you through configuring all those essential settings, like your general store information, payment methods, shipping options, and email notification.
Okay, so let's break those down a little bit.
Sure.
Starting with the general settings, what should I be paying attention to there?
Make sure all your store information is accurate and up to date.
Okay.
So things like your store name, your address, contact info.
Yeah.
This is really important for tax calculations, shipping accuracy, and just building trust with your customers.
And don't forget about those seemingly small details, like currency, language, and time zone.
Right. Especially if you're selling internationally.
Yeah, those can make a huge difference.
Yeah, you don't want to alienate customers by having the wrong language or currency.
Exactly. All right, let's talk about payments for a second. Obviously, if I'm on that free plan, I'm stuck with Shift4 Payments.
Right, you're locked in.
But for those who are on a paid plan, what other payment gateways do they integrate with?
Okay, well, they offer integration with a lot of the popular gateways.
Okay.
So we're talking Stripe, PayPal, Authorize.net, even Square.
Okay, so they're giving you some options.
They are, yeah, and that gives you more flexibility to kind of cater to your customers' preferences.
Yeah, because if they only offer one or two options, you might lose out on some sales.
Exactly. People have their preferred ways to pay.
Exactly. What about shipping options?
Okay.
Can I set up different rates based on location, offer free shipping, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, Shift4Shop lets you define shipping zones.
Okay.
So you can group customers by country, state, even zip code. Okay. And then set different rates for each zone. Right. And they also offer real-time carrier rates. Right. From, USPS, UPS, and FedEx.
So you can make sure you're getting accurate shipping costs.
Exactly. It makes the checkout process really smooth for your customers.
Yeah, because nobody likes to get hit with a surprise shipping fee at the last minute.
Nobody wants that.
Okay, so it sounds like they've really thought about that.
They have, yeah. It's a pretty comprehensive system.
What about email notifications?
Okay.
I feel like those are super important.
They are, yeah.
For keeping customers in the loop and just building trust with your brand.
You want those order confirmations to go out smoothly.
Yeah, those shipping updates, even return confirmations.
All of that builds trust.
Yeah, yeah. How much control do they give you over those?
So you can actually customize those email templates so
Okay.
they match your branding.
Okay.
You can set up automated responses for common inquiries,
Oh, yeah.
and even use their built-in email marketing tools to kind of, build those customer relationships.
Okay, so it sounds like they've really covered all the bases.
They have, yeah, in terms of back-end functionality. They seem to have thought of everything.
You mentioned those built-in email marketing tools.
Right.
Are those like robust enough to actually replace a dedicated email marketing platform?
That's a good question. And it really depends on your needs.
Okay.
They do offer some basic email marketing functionality, but they may not have the advanced features and segmentation capabilities that you would get from like a MailChimp or a Klaviyo.
So if you're really serious about email marketing,
right,
you might still want to, invest in a separate platform.
Yeah, you might need a dedicated tool for that.
Okay, so my settings are configured.
Okay.
My store's starting to take shape.
Right.
But now we need to add the actual products.
Right, the heart of the store.
Yeah. So let's move on to that in part 3 of our deep dive.
Absolutely.
We'll see how Shift4Shop handles product management, from uploading those images to writing those awesome descriptions.
Right. Got to make those products shine.
Yeah, and making sure everything's optimized for those search engines.
Can't forget SEO.
All right, welcome back, everyone. We've made it to part 3 of our deep dive on Shift4Shop.
We have, yeah, the home stretch.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground. We've talked about the features, that free plan,
the back-end setup.
Yeah, we've configured all those important settings,
all those nitty-gritty details.
Yeah, but now comes the really exciting part, stocking our digital shelves.
It's time to bring your store to life.
Yeah, let's get those products listed.
Let's do it.
All right, so walk me through this. Like, what are some of the key things I need to focus on to make my products really stand out?
Okay, so let's start with the product title.
Okay.
This is like your first impression, right?
Yeah.
It's what people see in search results and on your product page.
Right.
So it needs to be clear, concise, and keyword rich.
So it's got to appeal to both, like, human shoppers,
right,
and those search engine algorithms.
Exactly. You got to find that balance.
Yeah. How do I do that?
Think about what someone would actually type into a search bar.
Okay.
When they're looking for a product like yours.
Okay.
Use those relevant keywords. Highlight the key features or benefits.
Okay.
And just make it easy to read.
Okay.
Easy to understand.
So no, like, super long, jargon-filled titles.
No, keep it simple, keep it catchy.
Okay, all right. I've got my title.
Okay.
Now let's talk about the product description.
Okay, so this is where you really get to sell your product.
Yeah, this is my chance to really, like, make that connection with the potential buyer.
Connect with them, yeah.
Yeah.
Highlight what makes your product special and address any questions they might have.
So it's not just about, like, listing features.
No, it's about telling a story.
Yeah.
Painting a picture of how this product's gonna, make their life better.
Solve a problem for them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Think about your ideal customer, right? What are their pain points?
Yeah.
What are they looking for?
Yeah.
Use language that resonates with them. Focus on the benefits.
Okay.
And make it scannable. Use bullet points, headings.
Okay.
Make it easy to read.
And weave in those keywords again for SEO.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Got to keep SEO in mind.
Yeah. All right. I'm a very visual person.
Okay.
So product photography is super important to me.
Yeah. Visuals are everything in e-commerce.
Yeah.
If you can, invest in professional photography.
Oh.
Or if you're doing it yourself, just, learn some basic techniques.
Okay. What are some must-dos for good product photography?
Lighting is crucial.
Okay.
Natural light is best. But you can also use artificial light effectively.
Okay.
Show your product from different angles. Highlight any interesting details with some close-ups.
Yeah.
And consider using lifestyle shots.
Yeah, I love those.
Yeah, they help people visualize using your product.
It makes it feel more real.
Exactly.
Okay, so my photos are ready.
Okay.
My descriptions are nice and compelling.
Like
my titles are SEO friendly.
Sounds good.
What about pricing?
Okay.
And inventory management?
All right. So Shift4Shop has some really robust inventory management tools.
Okay.
You can track your stock levels, set up low stock alerts,
okay,
and prevent overselling.
That's important.
It is. You don't want to disappoint customers by selling something you don't have.
Right.
And for pricing, make sure you factored in all your costs, researched your competitors' pricing, and you're setting prices that make sense for your profit margins.
Okay, so finding that sweet spot where it's competitive, but also, you're making money.
Exactly. It's a balance.
What about product variations?
Okay.
Like, say I'm selling a T-shirt that comes in a bunch of different colors and sizes.
Right. So they have a system called options and option choices. So for your T-shirt, you'd create an option for color and then list all the available colors as option choices.
Okay.
Same thing for size.
So people can pick and choose, exactly what they want.
Exactly. And you can manage inventory and pricing for each variation separately.
That's really helpful.
It is, yeah. It keeps everything organized.
What about digital products?
Okay, so for digital products like ebooks or courses, Shift4Shop gives you options for secure delivery. Okay. So customers get instant access to their purchases.
Okay, cool. So we've got our products added.
Right.
We've optimized our description. We've got those beautiful photos, and we've configured all those little details that make a big difference.
You're ready to go.
My store is stocked and ready to go.
Awesome.
But that's only half the battle.
Right. Right. Now you got to get people to your store.
Yeah, we need to drive traffic. We need to attract customers.
It's the next challenge.
Yeah. So what are some tips for doing that?
Okay, so focus on building a strong SEO foundation.
Okay.
Optimize your website content, research those relevant keywords, and leverage those built-in SEO tools that Shift4Shop provides.
Right, because if people can't find your store, they can't buy your products.
Exactly. Visibility is key.
What about social media?
Oh, social media is huge.
Yeah.
Figure out where your target audience hangs out. Create engaging content, visually appealing content.
Okay.
Show off your brand, show off your products.
Yeah, get people excited about what you're doing.
Exactly. Build that community.
Yeah, and don't forget about email marketing.
Right. Email is still king.
Yeah.
Build your list. Send out valuable newsletters. Offer discounts. Nurture those relationships.
Okay, so it's really a multifaceted approach.
It is. Yeah, you got to do it all.
SEO, social media, email. All working together to get those customers in the door. Any final words of wisdom for our listeners?
Yeah, remember, building a successful e-commerce business takes time. It takes effort, and it takes a willingness to adapt and learn.
Yeah, you got to be flexible.
You do. The market's always changing.
Don't be afraid to experiment, right?
Exactly. Track your results.
Yeah.
See what works, what doesn't.
Yeah, and most importantly, have fun.
Have fun.
If you're not passionate about what you're doing, it's going to show.
It will, yeah. Your customers can tell.
Yeah, so find something you love and share it with the world.
That's the key to success.
Awesome. Well, it's been great diving into Shift4Shop with you today.
It has, yeah. It's a fascinating platform.
Yeah, and thank you to all of our listeners for joining us on this deep dive.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
And until next time, happy selling.